being a specific group of muscles,
Right.
and that's what happens. Like, for example, he likes to show initiation. They all like it. I just couldn't get into it. That was just me though.
Right.
But that doesn't diminish my intellect or diminish my journey. It just says, okay, this is not your road for you. Maybe the music is, because there's different sound waves that appears or appeals to the different chakras. You have different
Facts.
megahertz and things that actually draw you in. So maybe it is music, but that's a whole nother conversation in itself.
Right. So let me bounce off you on that. Now we may keep it here in the West or in America, but this is all around the world. We just do it here in America or the Western mind thinking because we're here. Now you can see all of these things play out in other cultures, Africa, Asia, even in Europe. You know, a lot of European individuals, they do a lot of meditation. They do a lot of these things. They starting to do a lot of these things. Has been doing a lot of these things for a while, actually, more than I would say African American or what we would call African American people.
You think so?
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, I really believe so. Yes. And why I say that, because we as African American people, we have been moved away from certain things,
Right.
and a lot of it has been taught to us as a fear based type thing. So when we in that state or in that mind state to say, well, okay, well that I don't do that because somebody told me that that's wrong to do.
Right.
No, it's not that. Why is these other people doing it if it's so wrong? I heard a quote that I was listening to a video today, and it said, all because you're a Christian doesn't mean you move like the Christ in you. It's people that do Buddhism or any other culture or any religious things that are more Christ than some of these people in the church.
Right.
Yeah, that's because the Christ is a consciousness.
That attaches itself to,
And we I think that we all relate to the Christ consciousness,
Right.
because we all come from the one.
I get it, but somebody that's possibly watching,
right.
and I'm saying that from experience. About, was it maybe 4 weeks ago? Myself and Sifu, we were at a restaurant eating, and we met some young men that were Christians, and they were trying to proselytize. And the first thing the guy had a book of Tao on the table, and he came over and he's like, "What's that you're reading?" This is after we said hi, shalom, whatever, and I guess that was a segue for them to say, "Oh, let's go talk to them." He said, "What's that you're reading?" I said, "I'm this is the Way of the Tao." He's like, "Oh, do you believe in that?" I said, "I don't know what you mean by believing it, but I mean, it's principles in here that I definitely understand."
Right.
And I guess since he didn't see any segue to get in that way, he saw my bracelet. He's like, "So what are those? What's that you're wearing?" I was like, "Oh, these are my stones, whatever. Do you trust those? Do you think they protect you?" I was like, "No, I don't use these to I don't trust. I trust in the Creator." But I know where he was going, so I didn't say what I wanted to say. I just said I trust in the Creator, which was enough for me.
Right.
And he was like, "Well, I think ultimately in the conversation I mentioned what was just mentioned. Sorry, about
The
he's talking about the Christ." I said, "Well, yeah, it's a Christ consciousness." And he was like, No, I was into a lot of things, and I used to be into rap music and so on and so forth. And I accepted Jesus as my Lord and Savior. And, I heard about this. I have an aunt, she's into all the crystals and this and that. And it's just such a new age thing, the Christ consciousness. I said, wait, hold on. Don't get lost on the words. Christ is a mindset. You see what I'm saying? And let's just take away the Christ consciousness word. If you say, what would Jesus do? Mm-hmm. Right? You would have to try to be in the mind of Christ to understand or discern what Jesus would do.
Right.
And no matter how much we had these conversations or we were going back and forth, which I really don't like doing, it's like it was another thing. And there was another thing. So I'll just go back to that. It's like, we know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, all good. So, and yeah, hey, when stuff like that comes up, hey, praise the Lord, man. You know what I'm saying? Like
All praises.
I'm not upset.
And I'm that one that had a conversation with. I had that conversation.
I'm not upset.
You already know.
I'm not upset, man. And I think that in situations like that, right? We get a very, very good demonstration in the levels of consciousness.
yes.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I appreciate it. Sometimes I got to work on me.
and a lot of times when you feel that way, that's exactly what that interaction was for.
That's what that was
to
for.
let you know, like, hey, we got some work to do.
Yeah, because it's there's certain areas that I try to stay out of there. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like going back and forth with anybody because I'm not trying to convince nobody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I know what it feels like to be encapsulated by the sensory complex.
I think we all do.
Because you won't see anything past that. Your current perception, won't allow you to go there at this present point in time. And that's not a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? And I think that with other individuals, right, who might be seeking and oftentimes probably stay away, it could be rooted in some fear of rejection, some fear of whatever, right? And it's like, well, if you're not, brother, you got the beads on, you got the necklaces around your neck, right? They're looking at the outward. When in fact is it not written in your book, right, that the Creator doesn't look at the outward. He perceives the inward contusion of the man.
Right.
So yeah, I mean it's all good though. It's all good.
Yeah. So, like I say, I like having a conversation.
Oh,
'Cause
I know,
Yeah, we already know.
I know you do.
in
Yeah.
the process, I may learn something, especially, and I like to do it because I want to see how much I've grown sometimes.
And
Like,
you know what?
I'm at.
Knowing who you are,
Right.
That's spot on.
Right.
Yeah.
And then again, I know what my crown chakra is, which is my throat chakra, which is about listening and speaking. So I'm gonna use it so things won't be held against me for not.
You talking about your master chakra?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my master chakra.
So for those who are listening, your master chakra is you have 7 chakras in your body or throughout your system. It's actually more, but we're just dealing with the 7. And the master chakra is the actual chakra that in this physical incarnation that you utilize to govern your this existence. Mine is my throat. I'm supposed to speak all that. My mom used to say, "You talk too much."
And that's mine also.
That's your throat, my throat chakra.
Mine is my heart.
Heart.
See.
Malak.
What's that?
Your
Your massive chakra.
master
Your
chakra.
master chakra.
I think it's third.
I think it was his
No, mine was my
his third eye.
my third eye.
Yes.
Yeah,
That makes sense. So
We're gonna have to dive in on that a little bit later.
we'll get there one of these days. But for those who are listening, these are some of the things we're talking about. You're like, what are they talking about? It's a lot out there that in your contemporary system you just may not know because we're focusing on words in a page or pages in a book, and you're trying to recapture something that was past. that may have principles that still you should adhere to, but you're trying to envision something that has passed.
Right.
So,
And with that, in that, there's something in that story related unto you
right,
and why you can't do certain things.
right.
You know what I'm saying? I think Adon brought it up the other week is why the children of Israel had to sit at the bottom of the mountain. And you know, it came across me today that, you know, they really weren't ready for that. They weren't ready for that higher or that Christ consciousness
Right.
because they still had stuff dealing with
In the root chakra.
in the root
Fear.
chakra.
It's fear based.
And you could tell it if you go into the story, the
Green
whole
Lantern.
story. You go into that whole story, you can see all of that stuff play out while they're in the wilderness.
It's playing.
Jealousy,
Okay, sorry.
rage, anger,
Gluttony.
gluttony, everything is right there.
Wow.
But they weren't ready.
I ain't never seen it like that.
They weren't ready to go up when Moshe went up. Moshe was ready.
right.
He was ready to. If man, it's so much.
Can I use this word?
Go ahead, bro.
He was willing.
Right.
He had the will.
He had the will.
Green Lantern.
You know what I'm saying? And I you know,
And going back to people are trying to encapsulate or capture a mindset that
Right.
didn't work
Right.
back then.
back then with the people that was there.
Right.
Living it, experiencing it, and we're trying to say, "Oh, I know exactly what to do today."
No. Well, you know what? They might know. They might really feel that they know.
But the fruit is in the pudding.
I'm with you.
Did I say that right? The fruit.
What
The proof-
the
proof is
The
Bro.
proof is in the pudding.
What fruit is that?
The proof is in the pudding.
Going on here?
But you know, I want to say there's a verse in the Psalms, Tehillim, might be in chapter 36, where it says that in your light we shall see light.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? We should, you know, so I undertake that, you know, the opportunity has never left for you to do that, to reintegrate into the light.
Right. You want me to read that? I got it up already.
Go ahead. Read.
Oh,
It's
man.
the book. It's the book of Tehillim, or also known as Psalms 36, verse 9, and it reads, "For with thee is the fountain of life.
Yeah.
In thy light shall we see light."
In thy light
You know-
shall we see light.
You know, you see so many themes about the Creator being or likened unto an understanding of light. You know, a consuming fire. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, this type of light or that type of light. You know, there's many surrounding themes that link the light to the Creator. So, all in all, right, to just kind of nail this back home, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, I think you should just allow yourself, right? Allow yourself to reintegrate into what, you know, light.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Right.
I can't convince you. I can't compel you. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's just you have to allow yourself to do it. You know what I mean? And if I can encourage anybody, you know, I'm not saying obtaining counsel is a negative thing to do, because it has its time and it has its season, right? But as best as you can, you know, consider, you know, being wrapped around the axle when in considering everybody else's opinion except your own.
Can I say something about getting counsel?
Yeah.
I'm going back to prayer. And I'm being encouraged to go back to prayer. I could feel it. Sometimes counsel doesn't come from anybody that you know. You say a prayer earnestly, meaning with your heart, soul, and might. And you may go shopping one day, whether it be in the supermarket or the mall, you're just out and about, and you might meet someone. And that's why you have to be present and pay attention. you may have a conversation with a person and they actually speak to a problem, a situation that you're going through. And that's the Most High sending that person to be counsel for you. It doesn't have to be your pastor, your mom, your dad. I'm not negating them at all. I'm just saying sometimes we think we have to go to these places. But when you pray, you'll be sent. Just like my brother said, it's something to move you to be in a certain place at a certain time, and the right person will be there to speak life into you. You just have to be willing
Yeah.
and aware.
Right.
This might take us somewhere else.
Speaking to the mic, my brother.
But we was talking about light and doing numerology and different things of that nature. We always see light as white light. And then from there, if you put it into a prism or something to refract it, it turns into the color wheel. But a color wheel is 7 colors. Roy G. Biv. We do denote the chakra system. There are 7 chakras
7.
as well that contain the Roy G. Biv, from red all the way up to the indigo. We see, like you said, we see the Creator in different fractals of light in the scriptures. If you want to call the road to Damascus with Paul and he saw the light, and which that scripture is, but
Right.
I'm just thinking. I just have the thought. I didn't formulate a theory yet, but how the number 7 and the light fractals play a part with each other inside of ourselves as well.
Is this gonna be another topic?
It might be
I mean, we don't have to, but I mean, we can save it.
table.
We could table it.
Yeah.
Okay. That needs structure.
All right, fam. So we're gonna table that topic. So I'm gonna remember this because I already had a thought ready to flow. 7. We're gonna do 7 and light. So we're gonna deal with that as we move forward. For those of you watching, definitely we would love your suggestions. Any suggestions, any topics, any thoughts, just put it in the inbox.
Right.
Oh, fourthprinciple7@gmail.com is where you can inbox us.
Oh, you could just hit us on the live,
Right.
Or Facebook.
Right. Or just go to YouTube.
And send it to your friends, get over, subscribe to our channel. We trying to get our audience up, so we want to encourage more viewers to check us out. So
They say hit the like button.
hit the like button.
Pound the like button.
Smash.
Smash the like button for me.
And subscribe.
7 times.
Right.
We definitely want to thank everybody whoever's watching. We want to thank you because you could be doing anything else on this Saturday or this Shabbat, as some would say, this day of rest. But you're here with us, listening to us, share our thoughts and opinions. Anybody have any plugs?
Oh.
Yeah, I sell weed on. I'm joking.
He's joking.
Yeah, but for me, look out for the podcast, Breathism podcast. Hopefully it'll be up. Hopefully I'll probably do my first podcast this week. So be looking for that. You can always go at Breathism on my Facebook page on Facebook. Just punch in Breathism, and that's BREATH-IZM, not SM, but IZM. Even on Instagram also. So just be looking for that, and just be looking out for the breathwork journeys. And on that podcast, we're gonna teach. Well, I don't want to say teach. Show the correctness of breathing properly, getting enough more oxygen in the cells that you're gonna need. So, but we'll get to that point.
All right. We appreciate y'all for tuning in.
Sure.
I didn't do my plug, but okay.
Yeah,
do your plug. Do your plug. Do your plug.
Right. I just want to send love and light to my Reiki with Angels family. the teacher, Ellen Malloy.
Okay.
My sister Winnie Jackson.
Okay.
Definitely check them out. You know, again, if anybody's having any spiritual awakenings, you can go to Reiki with Angels with Ellen Malloy. We work with the angels for your healing and upliftment. So, yeah. Holla back.
Right.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom, shalom, and namaste.